Hello everyone, semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. As you can see, I am standing where my truck usually sits, and it's not going to be back today. It's over at Dwayne's. He's going to put new wheel bearings in the front end of it. So that's going to be a little on the pricey side, but it should be ready to make the trip to Texas after that. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. What you're watching is you're watching me walk. The interesting thing about that is that 17 months ago, I couldn't do this. I could barely stand for 2 to 2.5 minutes without severe pain. Now I'm out here walking every day. The whole point of this channel is to show you that it's never too late to change your life. I'm 60 years old. I spent 40 years of my life slowly sinking into worse health, and now I feel like I got a whole new life. So why don't you help me out getting the message out there? Hit that like button. Go ahead and drop down into the comment section and say hi, Bob. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps the channel out. It helps me get my word out that it's never too late to change your life. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here as well. So today I'm going to cover a topic that I don't talk about a whole lot. It's just a quick little topic, but it all goes back to how much better my life is now. And I want to talk about the mental side of things just a little bit today. You know, I didn't realize it at the time, but from about a year after my heart surgery, because I had my heart surgery on a January, and then I spent January through May going to cardiac rehab, preparing to go back to work, because I was under the impression that I was going to be able to go back to work. Then May rolls around. Literally the day before I was supposed to start back to work, the girl at the office called and said, "Hey, we've got this form you need to come down here and pick up so that your doctor can sign off on it." And it was a DOT rule for people that have had heart surgery. It says your chest has to be completely healed for them to sign off on it and let you go back to work. So I went down, got the form, took it over to my doctor's office. He read through it and said, "I'm sorry, I can't sign this." "What?" I said, "Well, your chest is not healed. Look, you know, my sternum was deformed, sticking out of my chest. You couldn't see it then because I was so fat, but I mean, it absolutely crushed my world that I wasn't going to be able to go back to work." And I spent the next 6 months or so basically doing nothing. I did finally find a job driving for a really nice guy. His name's Mike, but of course it wasn't driving trucks or anything. It was a delivery service. So I just got in a van, drove it out to Columbus, Nebraska. They unloaded it, I drove it back, and that was my day. It took me about 2.5, 3 hours, 5 days a week. The only bad part about that job was that it started at 4:30 in the morning. But I got that job and started doing that job, and it was okay. So, you know, I went from making truck driver pay to figuring out how to live on about $250 a week. That's a big adjustment. Now, I didn't realize it at the time, but I went from being, you know, looking forward to restarting my life by going back to driving a truck to basically just putting in my time driving that van and then getting nothing else done. You know, I didn't realize that I was slowly slipping into a depression, because all I really did was got up really early in the morning, went to work, drove out to Columbus and back, and then went home and watched TV all day. That's all I did. And I slowly sank a little further and further into depression, but not really realizing it at the time. Fast forward to when I started the carnivore diet. Now, not quite that far yet. Just before I started the carnivore diet, I did not realize it. But I was just sitting around waiting to die. I didn't go out with my friends anymore. I didn't go do anything. All I did was go to work and come home and watch Netflix or watch TV. I was doing nothing. And now, oh boy, that's a really low flying plane. Let me see a video for you. There we go. Hopefully that came out. I couldn't see because I was staring right straight up into the sun. But yeah, so now fast forward into the carnivore diet, and everything is different. It's not that I'm not just sitting around the house anymore. It's not that I'm doing a few things. I'm doing everything. You know, I'm doing my own yard work, cutting my own grass, working out at the Y 4 days a week, doing all sorts of other exercises, walking every day. And the thing that really brought all of this home was when my mechanic called just a little while ago and said, "Bob, we need to put new wheel bearings in the front of your truck." I said, "Well, how much is that going to cost?" And he told me. But I didn't freak out. I didn't go into a panic mode. I didn't go, "Gosh, where's that money going to come from?" I just thought to myself, as I said, okay, well, you know, it's got to be done, so go ahead and do it. So I'm not going to be able to pick up my truck till tomorrow. And that would have bothered me too. But now, instead of panicking or worrying or any of that kind of stuff, I just have to sit down and figure out what else I can cut out of my life to keep things moving forward. No big deal. And that's a huge difference. The not worrying about things. I'm just, I won't say I'm absolutely happy all the time, but I'm certainly not depressed all the time. And that's a big deal. So, I don't know if you're suffering from depression or what you're doing. Let me find a place to look into the sun to finish this video up. There, since the truck's not there, I can lean on the front of the trailer today. But, yeah, it's a completely new world that those of us who know now are out in this. Our lives are completely different. At least my life is. It's completely different. Still can't do some of the things I want to do, but I'm working towards that. And as long as we continue to push forward a little bit, 1% every day, we will eventually get to where we want to be. I hope some of what I said today made sense. That's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll talk to you tomorrow.